Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Alathrix, and of course, welcome back to the Honor-Bound, the leaders of the mighty Oath Federation. In today's video, our only real goal is to continue to grow in power, to figure out the history of our mysterious benefactors, and hopefully start to get some choke points in order. A lot of people have mentioned I've been a little bit lax grabbing choke points, especially this one right here, which would cut off this entire section, and yeah, you are completely right. I was focusing on way too many things and kind of forgot, oh yeah, I'm still actually playing Stellaris. Choke points are very, very good. But the main things we really need to focus on are alloy production and research. At the moment we are very behind because we've been incredibly greedy in the early game. We have got an insane amount of worlds which are all underdeveloped. As they finally reach 10 populations each, their main building becomes the Planetary Administration, so their population growth stabilizes. We should finally be able to get more specialists, and thus we are going to spike in power drastically over the next 50 years, which is good because we really need to start going to war. We have these fellows over here who are just pure evil, according to us. We have the empires over here who are morally grey at best. We have those over here who we don't like particularly much either. So yeah, lots of empires we need to change the mind of so that they can be brought into the fold of the Oath so we can eventually have a galactic peace. So let's continue. In just a brief moment, we're going to completely discover the Dead Station, which I think is the final stage of On the Shoulders of Giants, our origin. I'm actually really curious what this is going to be. Okay, so straight away we have finished this, raided and hunted. The signal we picked up originated from an emergency pod on board the space station. Due to severe damage, the Dead Station left few clues as to what happened here. Our scientists have managed to piece together snippets of data in order to form a narrative, and this of course is around this tundra world. The station was a research facility and is where the mind wipe technology was invented, the ones they used against us. The same technology used to diminish our ancestors, there we go. The station and its protective fleet were engaged by some unknown force, after which the technology was most likely stolen. One particularly interesting message has been translated, radio chatter from the enemy fleet. They're trying to escape. Follow them. Use their own weapon against them. Let's see how they like it. Ooh, that is... Thank you for avenging us, but probably just serving your own purposes there. We've picked up a new fusion drive trial and established an exit vector on it. Okay. So then where is the next event? Almost there. It is all the way up here. Is this a new system? Yep, it's classed as unknown, so... you know what? You're almost finished surveying, so I'm going to send the same scientist, Dayon the 2nd. Now, a lot of people have also mentioned that shards still might destroy this colony, but it might take a few years. But also, occasionally it seems to bug out. I'm not really sure. I've got a lot of conflicting info here. We'll just see what happens. As far as our people are aware, though, it's just kind of guarding it and sitting there, so they probably would just stay put. Well, maybe they wouldn't. I'm not sure. I'm leaving it, though. I feel a bit cheaty to move them since I'm going off information given to me. Okay, I need to stop colonizing worlds. This relic world over here, I want to colonize. I need to do the Planetary Machinery event, but other than that, need to stick to other stuff. Now, where is my construction vessel? I'm moving over here. Okay, to you. So yeah, I am about to grab this choke point, which means we're going to be a lot safer. Over here is just a bit of a mess, honestly. Well, it's not too bad since this is a good choke point as well. Yeah, combine those two and it's okay, but it just gets messy over here because of our Federation members. Okay, the very first, at least I believe it's the very first of the Galactic Resolutions have been passed, and that is the Cooperative Research Channels, increasing research station output and diplomatic weight from tech. Star bases are slightly more expensive. We were in favour of that one, so that's great. Sadly, the Guardian Angels Act is not really moving upwards very quickly. Not many people are voting for it in comparison to some of the others. I think I'll probably vote in support of that. Buzzword standardization I think would be fairly neutral. The Redded Shield would definitely be in support of. Workers' rights 100%. And I'll leave it there for now. Don't want to vote on absolutely everything until more things have passed. Oh no, of course, that wasn't the first. We also have the Galactic Market, which is already in effect. It's been about a week since I last played this, so do forgive me if I'm a little bit confused about a few things. It's been a very rough week, but now I'm back finally properly recording it, and I am so happy. I really missed recording this series. It doesn't get many views, but people seem to be really enjoying it, and that just makes me so happy to record it. And honestly, I'm just really enjoying it myself. Shard, what are you doing? That was weird. The hostile fleets again popped up, and she was just sitting there roaring to herself. Somewhat worrying. Okay, back to the fossilized remains. We found out on this world there was a hunting lodge, and it's been hunting other sapient species from around the galaxy, basically kidnapping them, and then hunting them down for sport. You know, what lovely Xenos tend to do to each other. Archaeologists excavating the hunting lodge have stumbled upon several references to a legendary Retarax warrior. Retarax warrior? I'm probably pronouncing it horribly, only known as the Huntress. She was apparently their most efficient killer, renowned throughout the Dominion for having personally butchered thousands of aliens at MacVeil. Bob. It is unclear whether this is based on fact or fiction, but according to the legend, the Huntress was killed somewhere inside the valley when she was outwitted by an alien prey she was pursuing. She was supposedly wielding the fabled Blade of the Huntress at the time. Kaliano Prime destroyed. Following our failure to challenge, the Shard Dragon that emerged in the system has turned on our colony system, massacring the colonists with great slaughter. We will have our vengeance. It is currently the 6th of July, 2259. It's a dark day for our empire. But as we get stronger, we will return and take great delight in said vengeance. Ooh, we would definitely want robots. So what I'm thinking as well, since a lot of people have asked me, what Ascension am I going to go with? I think I am going to go with the Flesh is Weak and then leave it there. I don't think this empire fits becoming synthetics, which I hate saying because I love synth. The synth Ascension is my favourite Ascension, it just really is. But I'm either thinking Engineered Evolution or the Flesh is Weak, really. With Engineered Evolution, we get Clone Vats, which is lovely. We also do get the ability to have the Gene Warriors, which of course are a really powerful warrior army, and that is really good and fits the Empire very well. And actually, now I'm saying it, I think maybe genetics is the route I want to go with rather than the Flesh is Weak. I love them becoming cyborgs because it increases their lifespan, increases their strength, and increases their habitability, all about making the populace stronger and more self-sufficient. Very fitting, but at the same time, this allows for greater, well, similar kind of idea, making them stronger and more adaptive, whilst also increasing their lifespan, similar to the Flesh is Weak if you want to do that, but it also allows us to be a bit more militaristic, which is kind of our goal. You don't get a unique army with cyborgs, you do get a unique army, even with just the first stage of Engineered Evolution. Yeah, I think it'll have to be the Biological Ascension, which is my least favourite of the three, but it fits the Empire. There's been a lot of choices I wouldn't normally make to fit the theme of the Empire, and that's just one of them. Okay, also, there's some proof here now that there is a bug. This has been around for a very long time. I've mentioned it in the previous videos. Right now, as you can see, Federation Fleet Construction is set to everyone. However, if I go to try and build for the Federation Fleet, which I really want to, it says only the leader. Yeah, so what we need to do is as soon as we up our Federation centralization is change this to only leader and then change it back. It's going to be a very long time until we can make the Federation fleet. Because right now, we are not the president of the Federation. That is the Stellar State. Which is one of the only empires which has less tech than us, by the way, at this point. Everyone else is caught up and is actually winning. Because we got a great start because of On the Shoulders of Giants, and then we got stagnated. Really stagnated. Trail's End. The Trail of the Benefactors ends in this unexplored system. Our long-range sensors don't pick up anything unusual, but we should survey the system properly to see what we can find. Well, that is glorious. Final rest. The primitive species found in this system are none other than the Thwarp here, sure. Known more commonly in our culture as the benefactors. Our scientists are unsure of the details, but everything indicates that they somehow fell victim to their own mind-wiping technology and were left on this planet to fend for themselves. No one knows the implications of this fate better than we do. We should consider our next step carefully. What is our next step? You know, we call you benefactors, but ultimately, this is the species which, through our empire, thousands of years back, we are the honor-bound. We are not cruel. But invading you seems the right call to me. And we can do that, if we so desire. We still wouldn't treat them badly. But maybe we'd leave them on this world, make them the only species with migration controls enabled. Well, for now, though, let's see what we actually can do. Let's research. I feel very vindictive about these fellows. On a side note, one of our fleets is complete. This fleet over here has just finished upgrading, which is great, so our fleets are a little bit stronger than they were at the start of the video, but we need way more, still. Shiny Plate is just dominating these elections. Oh, and our Federation is now rank 2. So, the amount of Navy capacity for the Federation has increased, ship speed has increased while in Federation space, and the President can now claim more efficiently.
A system survey has concluded.
We have found a good location to bury the cache intended for the species as they one day take to the stars anew. A gift in the future to giants of the past. So we're going to bury a cache just like they did for us. A benign cover-up. I expected more options there, but okay. In that case, once you build that starbase, could you please move over there? Actually, no, grab all that stuff first. Because I really, really want to get that started as soon as possible. The choke point is ours. Now this one's going to have to be upgraded very quickly, so it's going to become a starport and a starhold as soon as we can. Over here, I am moving towards this choke point, so we have 3 set up. Over here is going to be more of an issue than I originally thought. We're going to need 2, essentially, because it just splays out too much. And again, over here is just going to be a mess. Because one of our allies have this system, it means they can jump all over the place. So really, 2 choke points. It's not the worst. It really isn't. I've had much worse than this, but still. We're likely not going to expand more than this, because we're not going to make claims or anything else. The only way we're going to expand is if we make protectorates, and then we eventually integrate them, which we probably will, if we become strong enough. Right now, that is very much in the future. Fossilized Remains has been completed, the Blade of the Huntress. After painstakingly combing through the Valley of Muckvale, every time I say it differently, for any trace of the legendary Huntress, archaeologists were finally able to pinpoint her last resting place. Her fossilized skeleton was found locked in battle with the remains of a large horned arthropoid, with her claws still grasping onto the hilt of a perfectly preserved sword. This must be the Blade of the Huntress. The weapon is composed of an unknown material and is sharp enough to cut straight through our strongest armor. We get 10 minor artifacts. Currently we're still only using them for Celebrate Diversity, and we get the Blade of the Huntress. This increases our army morale by 25%, which is lovely. Our planetary sensor range by 2, which is... I mean, I'd rather have it than not, I guess. And then the active effect is the Blade of the Huntress modifier is added for 120 months, giving the following effects. Sublight speed plus 25%. Doubt I will ever use this all that much, if at all. But it is still nice to have. Honestly, the army morale fits us quite well, and both of these relics really do fit our empire, so yeah, I'm happy I've got that. And so Squarf continues her journey. Actually, no, Squarf can now return back to Forge to help out with our research. Well done, Squarf. You've done us you're 96 now! Squarf is a legend in our empire.
A system survey has...
Our fleets now have quite a few destroyers amongst their number. And honestly, I think the destroyers may be my favourite model. I don't know why, I just really like them. They're just so brutalist. Honestly, so are the corvettes. I just love this ship scheme completely. And we're still using a lot of the small cutting lasers because right now still the enemy still have a lot more hull than they have armor and shield, so this ridiculous bonus of plus 75% is still really, really good, even if they can't harm shields at all, similar to regular lasers. But yeah, that extra hull damage is insane, and we are going to keep using them for quite some time. Lots of orangey lasers. Still need a naming scheme for these things though. Still increasing our navy as well. How about you? Have you repaired since the last battle? Yep, you are back to being superior. You are equivalent. We can't really even do much against you since you're a hive mind. I can't change your ethics. You're superior. We are just so behind because of early greed. Back to the benign cover-up. Here, we build here. All the material and manpower has been sent down to the surface of the planet. Next step is to bury it deep enough that it will stand the tests of both time and weather. It really is finishing the cycle. It is the Ouroboros. Meanwhile, I'm building a station above the planet, and I'm still considering invading them. I really shouldn't, especially until this event happens. Maybe I should leave it. Maybe that's... Justice has already been served. And they did try and help us in the end. At least they gave us the archaeological site with everything we need for when we eventually got back to where we were. And we can be the better species for it. Maybe. Already finished. Benign cover-up. Step 1 went smoothly. A generous cache of resources and technology blueprints has been buried deep beneath the surface of the planet. A beacon was placed as well, and in time, we can only hope that the species finds it. Is that it? Are we done? Nope. Closure. Ooh. Wait, are those bonuses permanent? Okay, I'll look at the bonuses afterwards, but... Since when was On the Shoulders of Giants such a powerful origin? Sometimes the events of the universe unfold in a most poetic fashion. Once the undisputable masters of our ancestors, the benefactor species, eventually found themselves struck by the very same fate as our ancestors. Whatever their intention might have been, we must acknowledge the fact that to some degree, they tried to redeem their desperate and excessive act. Now that eons have passed, the sides have been reversed, and we have returned their favour. Just as the honor-bound species once did, now it's time for the benefactors to experience what it means to stand on the shoulders of giants. So there we go, we have completed the cycle. And we get this, full circle modifier add, giving the following effects. Plus 10% unity, plus 5% happiness, plus 20% governing ethics traction, plus 5% research speed, which is actually really nice, and then plus 0.5 influence per month. I mean, that's just an insanely lovely bonus. And on top of that, if you recall, the reason why I keep saying it's a lot more powerful than I originally thought is the sheer amount of minor artifacts we've got from all of this, which if I was min-maxing and not playing the Empire, I would just probably sell for a huge economic boost. Along with all the little bits of extra tech we got, there was so much given to us over these first 65 years. Actually, let's go with that, since I do want fleet supremacy. Oh, yeah, there we go, yep. Fleet supremacy is likely going to be our final edict. I did kind of want nutritional plenitude, but this fits our military aspect a bit more, and I think we have been lacking a bit considering we are meant to be fanatic militarist. I think I focused too much on the whole free everyone kind of aspect. Both are important, and both should be played out as such. Let's just continue with building more forges here. Is this the world where we uplifted? Yep. You are our forge makers. Our lovely uplifted species, our wards. Okay, I want to grab that. We're getting a lot of influence now per month. A cause to dance. Strange occurrences have been reported amongst the colonists on Kidatha Prime. Apparently, many individuals have taken to dancing on the streets for hours and even days on end, refusing to stop until they are physically restrained. So far, it has only affected a relatively small portion of the population, and our authorities are yet to establish a pattern. Yeah, we're going to fix that as soon as we can.
A system survey has concluded.
Next to a disused gateway. The dancing plague continues. The isolated incidents of spontaneous prolonged dancing on the planet have escalated somewhat, and groups of hundreds of Honorbound are now compulsively dancing in a variety of different styles. Surprisingly, even those who never shown much interest in dancing are suddenly able to perform expert moves, and the old among them have rediscovered the vigour of their youth. Although many residents are jokingly referring to it as the dancing plague, it is no joking matter. The dancers show no concern for their bodily needs and risk dancing themselves to death. No, we would not allow that to just continue. We need to find the cause now. We are dedicating our research to figuring out this plague. Meanwhile, over here as well, we are now putting an observation post above this species. They are pretty mixed in their ideologies. Can't really say they're particularly anything strongly. Maybe a little bit more libertarian, but not really, since they have a high number over here. Nothing we'd particularly hate, though. Except for you. That one population who is an elitist. Yeah, it's completely mixed. Libertarian, militarist, materialist, elitism, competitive. Obviously, we also wouldn't like competitive since we are cooperative. Which, by the way, I am hating at the moment. Planned economic stance, I really dislike. The extra market fee is killing me. I much prefer free market. Or just neutral. One of those. Dancing plague pathogen isolated. But before we get there, just to talk more about our current trade policies. Social development is also, in my opinion, pretty dreadful. I'd much rather have consumer benefits or wealth creation. This is giving us no energy for our trade value, which is really slowing down a lot of my economic growth. It is giving us a little bit in the way of consumer goods, a whole 30 per month, which is nice, but you can get even more with consumer benefits. Actually, no, it's the same as consumer benefits, but I'd much rather have energy than extra unity and society research there, especially when combined with everything else. It's just making my economy a bit slow to grow. But it fits the Empire. So, dancing plague pathogen isolated. Our researchers have succeeded in isolating the cause of the dancing incidents on the planet. It appears that the culprit is a gas released by the local vegetation. This gas induces feelings of exhilaration and an irresistible urge to dance, while suppressing fatigue. It seems to be fairly benign, however, as the colonists' self-preservation instincts prevent them from literally dancing themselves to death. Okay, so it doesn't actually let them eventually kill themselves. Furthermore, our scientists have developed a synthetic gas that, once released into the air, will neutralize the effects of the dancing gas. Local entrepreneurs suggest that we preserve the unique character of the colony by allowing the gas free rein in certain areas, providing a safe space for young and old alike to experience the eternal party of the planet. Okay, this planet needs a name because it's far too unique at this point. Others point out that the gas has certain valuable properties we can make use of if we can extract it from the planet before it is released into the air. Sorry, from the plants before it is released into the air. I think, honestly, leave it. So we get one less extraction well. We still get one. But then the world becomes unique, it has places where the old can feel invigorated, and it seems like a culturally very interesting thing for the Empire. Our people will be pleased, the show must go on. Since we are all about our Empire being happy, hence why we have social welfare as our living standard, which is also killing me because of how many consumer goods it costs, yeah, that's what we're leaving.
There's a light.
So, Party Fever, we get one extraction well once we have the tech to build it, and for now, we also get a little bit extra population growth. Our colony has been formed over on the Relic World with the Planetary Machinery, and this is a naturally beautiful Relic World without any minerals left. Diplomacy has been completed, which means our trust cap has increased, and our trust growth has increased as well. So, with Ascension Perks, I'm not 100% sure which one of these I want to go with, to be completely honest. Shared Destiny I kind of like for the Empire. Galactic Force Projection works. really well in terms of theme. The fleet is the instrument by which the will of our empire is made manifest. We live or die, depending on its strength. But the problem is it really doesn't do much for us, because our navy capacity is going to increase quicker and quicker and quicker. Remember that every 20 population on a world, we get a free soldier job. I've actually messed up saying that by 3 times. I don't know why, but I keep on calling them shoulders. So our shoulders of war here increase our navy capacity, and we're going to have more of them as time goes on, as our population increases faster on the worlds, and they also give us unity. We just don't need the extra navy capacity. We even have commanders, which further increase it, so it's difficult to really want that Ascension perk because we already kind of have it working to the point where I don't think it fits the Empire because it is so much what we already have. Technological ascendancy, right now we are going with, especially after helping out our benefactors. Interstellar Dominion we don't really care about because we're not going to make claims. That's not what our Empire is about. It's not about the size of the Empire, it's about how honourable it is. Imperial Prerogative, it's more efficient. I honestly don't know what Ascension perk to get. I think I might just wait until I can go down the genetic route. I don't think any of them fit well enough, although the Navy one does fit, and it is kind of nice having an increased fleet command. It does so little. It does so little, it feels like it's not necessary at all, and it would be silly for the Empire to grab it. But it does really fit. But there are other things which fit better later. Can people please stop being superior to me? Ooh, you're not. The problem is, though, I can't actually get to you. Yeah, this is blocked off. Wait, am I open borders with the hive mind? Ooh, we are. Okay, I need to keep our borders open, so I'm going to send an envoy to help out with our relations. Because I need to be able to get through if we ever go to war with this empire, which is becoming more and more likely. They are fanatic elitism, they are a police state, which we don't like, they are xenophobes. There's a lot about them we really, really don't like, so changing their ideology and bringing them into the fold is something we would definitely want to do. Same with these fellows, actually even more so. Wow, they are Despoilers, I completely forgot. Never mind, we'll be going to war with these first. They're Despoilers. Yeah. Between those and the Coalition... Sorry, the Combine, we have 2 empires we really don't like nearby. Industrial development managed to pass its very first stage, increasing our worker population output by 2.5% and increasing diplomatic weight from economy at the cost of 2% habitability. I don't particularly think our empire cares much about the world, honestly, and nature and everything else. There are other things they just care about far more, and alloys and minerals and such are definitely in that list. We are now voting on buzzword standardization, which would also increase because at the end of the day, the trade value increases all of our society research and unity and consumer goods, which are things we want. Trade value for us is a bit different than trade value for other empires. As my speech just slightly goes away there, even more than usual. Our fleets are basically ready though, so very, very soon we are going to be going to war with the High Kingdom. Definitely. I wonder if anyone would actually join us if we did this. Oh, we can't because, yeah, we'll be attacking as a federation. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Because we'll be attacking as a federation, their military will be added to ours, so we'll have a lot more in the way of score very early on. So it might not be that particularly difficult to win this war. Of course not. No, we're not attacking on our own. We should have attacked earlier. Okay. Can just throw down a few more corvettes very quickly. And then... we'll head off over here and get ready to attack.
Construction venture completed.
Remember, our empire is about minimal losses. We aren't allowing ourselves to use anything but selective bombardment. And if we have a general, we need to avoid butchers. Our fleets are on the move. Today we bring liberty to the galaxy. The barbaric Despoilers will be converted from their vile ways to something a lot more palatable for the other empires. Our people will gladly lay down their lives for this effort. Wait, why do I have so many... why are so many of my corvettes mammalian? Oh, because we grabbed those when we uplifted The lithoids. Yeah, that's what that is. Why did they have mammalian, though, and not lithoid? Doesn't really matter too much. The point is, our fleets are on the move. We are already strong enough to deal with them by ourselves. The rest of the Federation will be joining us. The first chapter of Planetary Machinery has been completed by Chardin, our resident archaeologist. Only rank 2, but he's getting there quickly. Excavation has uncovered fresher samples of the bizarre membranous tissue covering the planet-spanning machinery on Difta Prime. Difta? Through careful analysis, our researchers... I'm sorry, but Difta's is funny to me. Our researchers have concluded this organic substance appears to be the byproduct of a vicious iron-eating bacteriophage, or ferrophage. This alien virus infects a unique species of bacteria, co-opting the bacterium's biological processes in order to dissolve the surface of ferrous metal alloys. That is a really complex way to destroy metal. So they've got a bacteriophage, which infects a bacteria. It then uses the bacteria's own biological processes to dissolve metal-containing iron. That is so many steps, and it's kind of beautiful. After this intense chemical disintegration, the virus then absorbs the iron atoms needed to sustain its continued replication. Okay then. In a bizarre example of xenological parasitism, the ferrophage spreads further and deeper along the old machinery, leaving a trail of biofilm comprised of dead bacteria and slough matter in its wake. Or matter in its wake. That was actually attempt 6 at reading that. I don't know why I found that one so difficult. But yeah, so essentially, there's a virus which infects bacteria. It uses the bacteria to then eat metal and leaves this membrane behind, which is the dead bacteria and all the now dissolved metals. It then absorbs some of the metal to continue its own existence and moves on to new bacteria. Disconcerting. Yep, I agree with that. Oh no, we are not going to war to conquer. No. Oh, that's going to make the Empire upset, though.
Construction.
By Empire, I mean Federation. Yet we lost a bit of our cohesion there. And in fact, I think the Empire itself will dislike me. Wow, declined war, minus 250. It's okay, we'll go to war over here in a second. Just wait, okay? Just wait. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Don't. We now have genetic modification, and so... Oh, we can have xenocompatibility already! I really want both of these. We're definitely going to go with xenocompatibility. Yeah, we are going really down the genetic route, but I think engineered evolution makes more sense to have first. There we are. Sometimes evolution needs a nudge in the right direction. We now have the technology to genetically modify our bodies and minds to endure the trials of an ever-changing environment at an unprecedented rate. So we can upgrade our species. So first thing, we're no longer repugnant. Well done, everybody. We've managed to improve that. Honestly, I think just rapid breeders after that. Let's get more of us. Because our main problem is our worlds need more people to work it. So... yeah, it fits the Empire really, really well. I really don't like this species all that much, but yeah, rapid breeder, especially in combination with extremely adaptive, that's definitely what we're doing. I was tempted to remove unruly, but yeah, let's remove repugnant instead. Oh my god, that's gonna take forever. Worth it. And also now I should be able to build, yep, cloning vats, increasing population growth on the planet by 33%. A mini-event with Planetary Machinery, Unstable Ruins. Our archaeologists working on Difta Prime have reached a highly unstable section of the ruins. Supports will have to be carefully added to the floors and ceilings before we can proceed. It will be difficult work, but finding an alternate route would delay the project. So let's go with safety first, stabilize those ruins. We're not going to endanger our scientists. Okay, we're basically where we want to be. Also now, I should be able to research... yeah, so that's what I'll do afterwards. We can get our new, better soldiers, our gene warriors. Hopefully my empires will agree with this. Come on, Federation members. Lovely. Okay, let's move in. We're just going to ignore this. In fact, what I'm going to do is... You're the faster one, you can follow the slower, so you both stick together. Yeah, it's not difficult at all. It's already on only minus 212 because of our relative strength is so insanely different. Because it's adding up all of our fleets, not just my own. They have a world called Blep. I mean, it's hard to dislike an empire with a world called Blep, except for the fact they are Despoilers. Then you can kind of hate them, especially as the Honor Bound. So our lasers are good versus armor, but even better versus hull. Oh yeah, look at that, just melting through hull points. Even though there's quite a few on this thing and not everyone was in range yet. How are some of you missing? It's a stationary station. It's kind of in the name. Station. Okay, what we're going to do is just take over as many stations as possible, since this is the way we can get points whilst causing the least damage to their populace. Every time we take one, we'll increase our... I forgot what it's called now. Oh, back to Planetary Machinery. Our occupation will increase. Sadly, not on that world, though. Well, this system, because there is also the world. Do I put soldiers down there? I mean, I really should. The faster the war's over, the less people will die, really. Even if this is a pretty violent thing to do on our part. Okay, send them in. And send in an adaptable leader. By piecing together a number of partially salvageable news recordings found deeper in the rotting mechanical facilities of the planet, our archaeologists have been able to deduce that the ferrophage was created on the planet by a group of rebel scientists, part of a cell that opposed the corporation which built the planet-wide machinery. These bioterrorists have evidently sought to resist the corporation's all-persuasive influence across the globe by unleashing the ferrophage. Well, more artifacts for us, and a little bit of society research.
A hostile station has been engaged.
Ooh, what next? I mean, supremacy really calls to me the most. Yeah, I mean, I want to go discovery, but supremacy fits. Meanwhile, on Anvil, we get to build more stuff. The enemy corvettes of the Despoilers are here. They're first responders. Thankfully, we mostly took out the station before we engaged them. And here we go. While their shields are still up, we're not going to do all that much damage, but once they break, we are going to absolutely eradicate them. Their other fleet is just behind, on a side note. They didn't really split up all that much. It wasn't intentional. Clearly one is slightly faster than the other, and that's led to their downfall. We are in a much better position than they are. It can be so hard to tell what's going on sometimes. Oh, lots of corvettes falling from space. Whoa, way too bright. Yeah, I can't see a thing that's going on. Our lasers and their lasers are very, very bright. When you actually focus on one of their corvettes, you can see that they are just being peppered with so many shots. For instance, this one over here. I mean, that looks pretty painful, right? A devastating victory. I would say just continue on the path we were already going on. That's going to have gave them a lot of war exhaustion, yet they're now on 16% up from almost 0. Our occupation is now plus 29 since we have these systems under our control. Our ground forces are moving in. Blep will succumb. Clone vats are being constructed on almost every single planet. This will not give us any benefit immediately, but in the long term, it's going to be really powerful. Once again, we are being greedy in the early to mid game so that we may spike a bit later. Okay, that's actually really annoying, because I don't want to go through this station. It's too strong. We'd lose way too many people there, so I would say do what you were originally going to do, but then I don't really know here. Chase them down. Hopefully the stations will slow them down enough that we'll eventually get there. We do have Bulwark of Harmony. and everything like that. So, although these stations are very weak, they will take a little while to break through. Hopefully enough that we can catch up. The invasion of Blep is about to occur. Yep, their ground forces are being crushed. Our people. We didn't lose anyone. Just stay on planet. That way they can't invade it back. Okay, another fleet's been found. Hopefully we can intercept them. Ooh, that is really nasty. Are our allies on their way? Normally they're pretty good with this mod. Oh yeah, they are on the way. Just have to go the long way around. Yeah, they're slowly making it because these forces are actually from this empire, so they've gone through the other empire. We should have waited. I also didn't check out the mandate there, so that's my fault. Shiny Plate is no longer our leader. Hail the rule of Bron, or Boron. I'm calling Bron anyway. 107 years old. An expansionist and a fertility preacher. Huh. Quite like this guy. Now, we are moving quite quickly at the moment. Oh, he was our general. Huh. By general, I meant to say admiral. Okay. Now, our ships are moving quite quickly. Not only is their leader all about their extra speed, since they have gale speed, but also I have activated exotic gas for fuel, further increasing our sublight speed. Oh, the Blade of the Huntress is actually going to be useful now. Okay. Even more bonus speed. Our fleets are very... Wow, yeah, they are super quick. Oh, quickly ambush that one before... Okay, it might not be the most honourable, but less of our people are going to die. Because of our increased speed, we're able to pick off one of their fleets before it convened with the others. We might be able to win this war in just a couple more fights. But meanwhile, Planetary Machinery. Also, before I forget, let's start building some more fleets over here. I know I'm building too many destroyers. I know I should have more corvettes, but I just love the destroyers, so it's my personal preference. I like them. Following painstaking reconstruction of ancient electronic company records on the planet, our archaeologists have deduced that the corporation retaliated against the bioterrorists, imposing massive economic sanctions on the regions or corporo states the rebels originated from. Yeah, the corporation owns everything then. Evidently, as critical power, supply and food shortages began to arise, region-wide rioting among the victimized citizens in the affected states erupted. Not a very nice planet, it seems. Definitely not very us. Wow, our corvettes are so quick. I mean, this is not a particularly fast fleet. It has destroyers mixed in, and neither of them have the extra boosters or anything. But with all those bonuses combined, yeah. Why are you not turning around? Normally the mod is so good for this. Yeah, we're going to catch you before you even leave the system.
A study has been completed.
Consider yourself melted. Okay, I'm going to grab those two then go back. We have been victorious. And because of that, they are now as we are. And they're also friendly. And they'll even join our federation. Straight away. They are fanatic militarists, cooperative, xenophiles, and libertarian, just like us. And it seems like they've changed their civics, since they are no longer despoilers. They now have navy traditions, reanimated armies, and the welfare state. Welcome to a better future. Welcome to the Oath.
An alien society calls to us from across the ether.
You see, at this point, we're going to snowball, because we now have their fleets to add to our own in terms of war. So, once we go to war with this empire soon, they're going to fall very quickly. Now, plus 450 is the most points you can get. Oh, we can take on the Combine. That's the one we really want to take on. Fanatic Competitives. Oh, actually, which one do we like the least? Fanatic elitism with the police state and shadow council, yeah, that's very subversive. Whereas you are fanatic competitive, which is the opposite of us. Elitism, which we don't like. Materialist, we don't care. Militarist, we do like. But then you also have like private militaries and stuff where we are more... It is an honor to serve. Everyone will serve in the army. The point is you serve in the force, and then eventually you get to live a civilian life if you so desire afterwards. Perhaps going somewhere like Elysium over here, which has just a beautiful world to live in. Should I change the gene clinic for a No, the gene clinic stays because it also increases amenities, so we'll keep that. Yeah, population growth on this planet is going to be huge. It's actually going to be really good for our soldiers. Either way, for now, military, please return. Back to Furnace. Our first campaign has been a huge success. Oh no! Oh wait, no, that's not us. Never mind. Different federation is changing. Wow. Are you all part of one federation? Yeah, there's a Galactic Union forging over here, and it is getting huge. I wish we had different colours. Look, our colour scheme is too similar. Only our borders are different. That's really annoying. I wish we were, like, bright pink or something. The Honor Bound have been modified. They are no longer repugnant, and are now rapid breeders. Maybe that has something to do with the change. But there we are, so that's going to be really nice. Amenities are going to be far, far higher on our planet, so now happiness is going to be a little bit more guaranteed, which is very, very nice. Planetary Machinery drone malfunctions. Careful examination of a number of mechanical combat drone remains has revealed that a period of drone-driven containment attempts followed the rioting. Interestingly enough, the corporation behind the Planetary Machinery, or CARE as it was known, seems to have been the manufacturer of most of the drones employed. Meanwhile, the ferrophage blazed on, continuing to eat away across CARE's planet-wide machinery, seemingly impervious to any attempts the corporation made at halting its spread. So the plague rages on, drones have been sent to try and quell the rioting. The world is not doing particularly well at that time. What? Why? 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 Why did you open borders? Don't know. Don't trust. Oh, because you're a merchant state, so having closed borders is hurting your influence. So it's not so much because you like us, it's more because you like your resources. Okay, fair enough. More destroyers! Also to note, I do realise I haven't gave the species as many things which would really benefit them outside of the fact they're no longer repugnant, thus increasing their happiness to each other, and they are rapid breeders, which I'm sure they're happy with in many ways. But I haven't increased their lifespan or anything like that. I will get to that once we have the next Ascension perk, since I'll give them Robust, which is a pretty nice one, which will increase their habitability and their lifespan, everything else. I'll also give them Fertile, which increases their happiness. So, we're getting there. This is already an improvement, but I'll be a bit more focused on their happiness with the next one. Though I really should upgrade these fellows. They are rapidly becoming one of our most numerous species because they are lithoids. They can move anywhere. They can pretty much inhabit any planet, so they naturally are. Removing Decadence means they'll be happier in general, so that's always good. But what shall I give them on top of that? We don't really need to give them Enduring. They're already lithoids, so their lifespan isn't really an issue. Could make them Intelligent. Give them the gift of intelligence, give them the gift of being thrifty, traditional, there's a lot of stuff we can do here, charismatic. You know what? You can be intelligent, sure. You can be our researcher species. Intelligent and... let's give you natural engineers. Sure, let's let you focus on your intellectual side. Everything must be brought to bear on the enemy if victory is to be assured. A swift and decisive attack can paradoxically save lives that would have been needlessly lost in a prolonged engagement. Yep, that's perfect for us. And that's plus 10% fire rate to all of our ships. I think we're almost strong enough now to attack the Combine. If we can bring the Combine into the fold as well, this whole section here is then under our control. Though, our leader at the moment does not like these fellows. Who are How are you friendly with us? Oh, you are fanatic xenophobe. Why does... Actually, it looks like our species has started to dislike you less as well. Yeah, you're no longer rivals or anything. You just have shut borders. Okay. You don't like us. Fanatic xenophobes. Trying to think of which empire I really should attack next. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we like you. It definitely has to be the Combine. But honestly, at this point, are they evil enough for us to attack? Wait, they're pacifists? I swear they were... They were militarists earlier, right? Right? Okay, well, I honestly can't remember. Either way, we don't particularly like them because of their elitist and competitive nature, though I'm not sure if actually attacking them would be the thing, because they're not harming anyone else, and losing lives in a pointless war like that is just not really our style. These fellows, on the other hand, we definitely don't like. They are fanatic elitists, police state, and everything else. They are not nice to their people. They are xenophobes, which we really don't like, and thus pose a threat. So I think the Accord is probably going to be the empire we go after next. Though please tell me in the comments, what should I do? I'm actually now on the fence about even attacking the Combine, but at the same time, I would like to spread our Federation. This is going to make sure peace is forever. Being part of the Marshall Alliance is just the most stabilizing thing we can do. There's a Federation over here, obviously, and they are a Galactic Union, which we definitely like as well, because they're all about saving the galaxy from crisis and everything else, and I don't think any of the members are particularly brutal. I mean... Police state, cooperative... yeah, never mind, they are competitive. This empire we do like. Pluralism, pacifist... Pluralism, pacifist. Yeah, we do like all of you. We hate you, though. These are slavers. Very weak empire. Oh, looks like they've been attacked by those two. Yeah, definitely. This one has devoured it at some point. We definitely don't like you. We definitely don't like you. Okay. So with that, thank you so much for watching. A lot of choices to be made next time. Comments are very welcome. And with that, if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. I don't know where to go next from here, but right now, it's looking good. Our empire is becoming more powerful. We have a new member of the Federation, the Oath is being taken, and soon, galactic peace is very much in our grasp in the next 100 or so years. Thank you for watching, have a lovely day, do take care, and until next time, goodbye.